Hey everybody, it's John. Good morning. It's retired old man right here. Yesterday I talked about hogs and catching hogs. Somebody asked about, well, what about these hogs and what makes them so bad? Well, I'll just tell you a little bit about what I know about hogs. I've been around hogs all my life, and we're talking wild hogs here. We're not talking about domesticated hogs, but I will say one thing. You'll hear a lot of people who hunt, and they'll eat wild game, and they'll say it has a gamey taste and this or that. And, you know, I eat wild game a lot, and to me, I prefer that type of taste, or it doesn't bother me a bit. I like that little twangy taste to the venison and deer meat and so forth like that comes about. To me, it really enhances the flavor. That being said, back to hogs. That's what we started with today. As you can see, I just ramble here. A wild hog and a hog you buy at the grocery store, you won't be able to tell a bit of difference in the taste. The wild hog tastes exactly like a domesticated pig, pork shoulder, or a ham, anything else that you buy in the grocery store. It's one of the few animals I know that you can put on a plate and you can serve to anybody and they will not be able to tell the difference in it. So that's about the only good thing I can say about a wild hog. But wild hogs over the last 15 to 20 years have just taken over the South. And by taking over, I mean it's a devastating takeover. I live in Texas here, and the Texas Game Commission has pretty much said that there's no forecast, there's no model that ever looks like we're going to get rid of wild hogs. We just got to live with them. And that includes here in Texas. Now, I think I'm right on this, that you can hunt at night, but you don't have to have a license to hunt a hog. As far as I know, you don't have to have a license to hunt a hog. It's one of the few animals that's considered a pest. And, you know, if you see a hog, shoot a hog. And I think a lot of states in the South have that. And I feel no compulsion at all about shooting a hog once you see the damage that they do. If a wild hog gets in your yard, you can forget about your yard. If you're trying to develop a food plot to deer hunt on, you've got wild hogs, you can forget that. If you're a farmer, you're trying to develop crops to grow food on, you got wild hogs nearby, you can forget that. The wild hog will absolutely tear up the ground. It will root and snort and do everything else. We have a deer feeder set up on iron pipes, and wild hogs have actually gone in and torn down the steel buried in concrete pipes and pushed over the feeders that are supposed to be feeding the deer. They are atrocious. They're ferocious animals too, which brings me to this point right here. I grew up in the woods and been around a lot of different wild animals, including, you know, animals that some people might have a misconception of, such as alligators and bears and so forth. Alligators and bears never did bother me. I fished next to alligators. Of course, there's things you need to know about alligators' habits. You don't want to interfere with that. Bear, you just give them plenty of space. I'm not talking about grizzlies, of course. We don't have those down in Texas, but we do have black bear, and I think maybe an occasional brown bear. I really only seen blacks, but they don't bother me. Now, I am a little skittish about a snake. I don't like to see snakes at all. To me, I'm of that old adage: a dead snake's a good snake to me. I don't want them around the yard or the house or anything like that. But we're back to hogs here. Hogs are totally devastating. They truly, truly are. And if you have a dog, the dog is going to lose in a hog fight. Dogs don't win hog fights. They lose. Hog will either tear them up so bad that they're going to be completely injured or they're going to be completely dead. There's no in between on a hog fight and a dog fight. The other thing is, if you're out in the woods by yourself and you get an agitated big old sow, we're talking about some of these sows can weigh 400 or 500 pounds. These are not those cute little pigs you see. These are wild boars. These are boar hogs. And they've got tushes on, and those things are razor sharp. Some of those things can get 6 or 8 inches long, and they'll throw that head around. That's what kills the dogs, and that's how it'll rip you up. And they're silent animals too. They're very silent animals. So you get something like 500 pounds, and boy, they're coming at you. Also, they'll cause a bad accident. The hog is just high enough to where they don't go over the car, they go under the car. And you got 500 pounds of pork rolling down up underneath your car. You know, I like animals, but I don't really have a whole lot of use for a wild hog. Anyway, that kind of wraps up a little bit about what I was talking about yesterday about the wild hogs and so forth. I hope y'all have a real good day. This is enough of me rambling about old hogs here. Till we meet again, this retired old man. Have a good one, and God bless.